Well, hello again. For those of you who are following along, then this is a catch up in some way. And for those of you who might be new, well, good luck. There's a lot of information involved in each one of these, and they are also somewhat accumulative. So, in our process, what we've been doing is following each month of the year and corresponding that month to a place in the family tree. So, for example, we started out at the autumn, the equinox in the autumn, with what we call the two girl descending, meaning the day length is descending and the temperature is also beginning to cool down. This two girl month is a two because it relates to a place in mother's family. So that blue is your mother's mother. And then later on, that corresponds to a gland, an organ, a body system that we won't go through, acupuncture, meridian functions, and many other things. All of these grandparents, and these are all grandparents. Triangles are grandfathers, circles are grandmothers, and they're all incorporated in this map. Yeah, just when you thought that was a lot, that same family tree map that we go through for months also relates to the times of the day. So that same two begins the evening. So the time of the day for that two is 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., which does vary, by the way, according to Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere season. That 6 to 8 then leads into the pink area, which is 8 to 10, and the bottom area is 10 to midnight. And then those 6 equivalents to the top leads up to midday the following day. So we can talk about the midnight, which is midnight to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, which is where the red begins, that's sunrise. Late morning, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, then starting a descending day length leading back to evening. So all the hours of the day correspond to all the months of the year. So if you're practicing noticing the hours of the day and appreciating with some sense of gratitude that all the hours of the day are an opportunity for you to practice appreciation, gratitude, and even an ever deepening recognition of the divine perfection that we exist in. What I mean by that is, just to give you a consideration, scientifically, if you go 10 million years into the future, science can tell you exactly on what month, what day, what hour, what minute there is a full solar eclipse. The precision of time over millions of years is exactly perfect. That's something that boggles your mind. And then that individual perfection also is associated with exactly how the moon moves through its phases, its orientation, the tilt of the earth, winter and summer, month by month. a genuine march of perfection. We don't often think of that as we're going through the day, that we're constantly presented with an omnipresent perfection. Doesn't feel like that sometimes when you look around and you see the chaos, the pain, the suffering, the volcanoes, the earthquakes, the waves, the whatever. We are surrounded by an omnipresent experience of the opportunity to appreciate this moment, this hour, as a divine reflection of perfection, giving us the opportunity to at least say, whoa, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing a pretty good job. I may not understand it all, why I got here, how it looks like this, but thank you. Well, some of the processes of what you just did is an appreciation to want to feel, an appreciation to want to receive, an appreciation to want to experience each hour of the day as an opportunity to increase your capacity to grow intentionally. Wow. Sunrise is an opportunity to feel sunset, and all the hours in between have individual qualities to them. And those qualities change season to season quite significantly. And the very cool thing is your sisters and brothers on the opposite side of the world, they're having an exactly mirrored experience of seasons and the month, and their corresponding location in the world is mapped out in the family tree as an opposite. I know that's a mouthful. Let me show you. Like, for example, this month happens to be in the northern hemisphere, what we call the 3. The 3 boy corresponds to a place in your mother's family that's mother's mother's father in the northern hemisphere. But if you turn that over, the southern hemisphere is a 3 on the opposite side. That's father's mother. Now, 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. Well, yes, later on that happens to be exactly 3 in your solar plexus. Yes, that relates to liver, pancreas, and solar plexus functions and all the lessons around 3 and 3. Now, if you're in the southern hemisphere this month, you're on what's called the 3-girl month. That 3-girl month, you see this emerald green. Well, they're in their second month of summer, where typically the robustness of green vegetative functions are alive and nurturing and healing, and people are outdoors, and so on and so on. This is a 3-girl community robust time. But on the opposite side of that 3, in the northern hemisphere, is another 3, but this 3 is a light green phosphorus color, where the 3-boy quality is opposite the 3-girl quality in the opposite hemisphere. Phew. Every time you're in a 3 month, the opposite side of the world is in an opposite month, but on the same number. Wow, that's a lot to consider. Just when you're in the 3-boy month, the second month of winter, it's cold out. In my place, it's just, yeah, it's really cold. And it's oftentimes an inward yin mental time where the 3-boy month corresponding to a particular grandfather that corresponds to the experience of the pursuit of truth, the inward seeking of truth. On the opposite side of the planet, right now in the southern hemisphere, it's a 3-girl time, which means the truth becoming a living manifestation. That living manifestation on its highest form is called wisdom. Truth presented as a soul-based emotional experience called wisdom. Yeah, I know that's a lot to consider. Yeah, it is. Could you do that with each month? Sure, you could if you wanted to. Sunset, the peace of the evening, is opposite sunrise. Sunrise, fire in the belly, feel warm, be active. On the opposite side, the peace of the evening, cooling down. They're opposites, opposite times of the day, and then later on, they're opposite months of the year, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. And I guess in a way, I'm inviting but challenging you to consider the richness of the opportunities that you have to help to know your family tree that you didn't know anything about, and help to release things that are unhealthy for you, and how to build each one of them. And that building becomes a habitation of your body systems. An unresolved feeling in one of these locations, by a natural law of attraction, must create the emotion in that gland or organ or body system that corresponds to the grandfather or grandmother who didn't deal with it. Oh, wait, try that again. Epigenetic memory created by your ancestry comes down to you like a little time bomb to give you a social emotional experience of feeling or symptom, to give you the opportunity to remember everything is perfect. What? My great grandmother is bringing her alcohol addiction encoded in protein molecules called epigenetics down to me to produce a craving for sugar, sweet, alcohol, something. And I'm to know how to correct that? Eventually, yes, you're required to have a desire to do that. But this is just an introduction to the idea. Just consider all of the hours of the day are perfect. All of the months of the year are perfect. And this configuration in your family tree is also perfect to give you exactly the opportunity to feel what is really significant to you to feel. And if you reject it by going, oh no, you did this to me. Oh, thank you. You are bringing me, thank you, thank you, thank you, because they usually arrive in groups. Thank you for the opportunity to feel an unresolved feeling that I need to feel so I can deal with it appropriately. Wow. And then somebody on the opposite side of the planet is also having a law of attraction in an exactly opposite side of the family tree, but very similar in the feeling. And well, I'll come back tomorrow and we'll talk about 3 boy, 3 girl, because this month is a 3. Just go ponder some of that for a while and come back when you're ready. I understand it's a lot. See you soon.